So if you clicked on this video, I just want to let you know in a few short couple of words that the hate on Streamer University and all the bad press that is getting is totally left field. Now, why do I say this? Streamers University was basically an event hosted by Kai Sinat to enable upcoming streamers and smaller content creators get together and collab and basically boost their engagement online and their audience. Now, apparently, the whole event before it even took off was getting a whole lot of bad press and slander and cases of it being a fraud. And I just want to address that fact from my personal experience that I see all that as totally wrong takes. Now, what do I mean by this? This is an unscripted video. So the perspective I'm coming from is basically two content creators from my country, Nigeria. Shan Comics and Renenzo. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Now, these are two content creators from Nigeria, one with a large following and the other with a not quite large following, but still, I'm getting. Just let me get to my point. So Shank and Renenzo were able to get into Streamers University, and I would say that that is quite a big milestone for any content creator that is coming from this country. A lot of Nigerian content creators, especially like Tayo Aino and Fisayo, like the bigger ones, have been getting, into more spaces that promote content creation and all that stuff. And I see this as a big win for the, smaller content creators. So Shanks and Renenzo were able to get into Streamer University amidst the hundreds of applications that were put in. I really don't know because I wasn't following it in the early days. But what I witnessed from that event, observing these two streamers from my country partake in that event, it actually kind of motivated me in a sense. It kind of gave me this new drive to push forward even as a smaller content creator. Because get this, before Streamer University, Shank and Kai were relatively small Twitch streamers. And when I say relatively small, I mean Shank was doing pretty well for himself because he already had a large YouTube following. But Renenzo was a little more unknown. Now, in the span of the 3 or 4 days that this event lasted, these two individuals were able to become two of the most followed streamers on Twitch in Nigeria. That should tell you something, that there is a power of sorts in these kinds of events where a lot of people gather together for the sole purpose of, even if it's just entertainment, for the sole purpose of meeting and growing. And I kind of liked that about the Streamer University because no one would have convinced any of them that with this kind of opportunity just appearing out of nowhere, that two of them will become two of the most followed people on Twitch. And I think Shanks is about to hit 100k followers on Twitch, which, wow, that would really put him as number one in Nigeria on Twitch. And he's only going to keep getting bigger from there due to his connections with Kaisinat. I say connections when it's in fact the interactions that he has had with him over the years. And this is just amazing. Like it's good, it's growth, it's everything we wanted to see from content creation, especially coming from this country. That even though you are not in the majority niches like comedy and all that, although Shanks is a comedian, but even if you're not in that, there is still room for growth. You just have to try really, really hard to get to that point. And I know this because Renenzo mentioned something about starting, was it in 2021 or 2022? for 4 years, I think, for 4 years, this young individual had been streaming. And given this avenue, he was able to exponentially grow his platform from however many he was to being the second most followed in Nigeria on Twitch. Only, only being, only being ahead from Shanks, and that is just amazing. It it's something good to see that the opportunities that are presented, given that they are fair opportunities and that we are able to get into them, that we can actually grow and we can actually enhance the content. Because I'm not going to lie, that would be quite an experience. Imagine being with all those people in that time for X amount of days and you're just vibing together, making connections, growing your audience. Because I know Shanks, Shanks will be in a lot of people's feed as he was constantly getting with agents, Big Dennis. If you don't know these names, don't worry. They are really famous in the online space. But that's what you need to know. And seeing all this connection and collaboration and growth happening is just inspiring. And that's why I think that the haters of the event were wrong. Not because of anything spectacular, not because of anything grandiose, not because of some unknown reason, but just because the growth and the connections worked. The purpose of that was to foster that growth among small streamers, and it worked. So, in my eyes, it's not a scam. Now, some people may say that it was a scam because it convinced millions of people around the world that they could get in. And to that, I say the opportunities were small, but then it was all round. I don't know how the enrollment process was, but I would think that it's a fair process. But the fact that two Nigerians were able to get in, that says something. And I'm really happy for them. And I'm really happy that, you know, we have been able to foster this growth among creators. And I hope that eventually, with the small motivation I've gotten, that I too will be able to partake in this goodness sometime. It's something. A creator can only dream, but I can keep working towards that dream. So thank you for watching this video. If you believe that the future is growth and collaboration, you can like the video and subscribe to see more content. I've actually been struggling with consistency, but then this newfound hope, in a sense, brings me closer to striving to achieve my goals, making content, and yeah, I hope it all works out in the end. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.